Kari Lake launched her bid for the Republican Senate nomination in Arizona on Tuesday. Lake has long been one of former President Trump's biggest defenders of his 2020 election claims, but Lake didn't focus on grievances during kickoff, instead framing integrity of election as a bipartisan issue. Last October, Kari Lake campaigned with an air of inevitability as she bid for a transformational Arizona governorship in which she would pursue electoral reform and fight drug cartels along the U.S. Mexico border. Lake, a former television journalist, enjoyed the support of former President Donald Trump and was rumored to be his vice presidential nominee in 2024. However, she narrowly lost the race against current Democratic Gov. Katie Hobbs, an election result he unsuccessfully challenged in court. Lake, one of the most vocal defenders of Trump's debunked claims about the 2020 presidential election, has repeatedly found fault with his race's gubernatorial results. So it came as a surprise to many when Lake announced his Senate candidacy Tuesday that he spoke little about election, referring only to election integrity in bipartisan terms, and a week ago, he visited Washington to talk about race with GOP leaders. This was a scenario that seemed unlikely months ago. Here's how Lake aims to rebrand as he tries to run for the Senate still with Trump. The first important point to note is that, despite any moderation in his language, Lake is still Trump's favorite. She proudly announced her support for the former president on Tuesday, showing a video of herself supporting his campaign during the kickoff. Lake remains a staunch supporter of former President Donald Trump. Tama But when realized he would be running one of most competitive states in the country, eschewed his obsession with and instead emphasized his desire for integrity election. Fighting for honest elections is not the Republicans' issue. It's not the Democrats' issue. It's America's issue, he said at the rally. While Lake is still angry about his own gubernatorial loss, voters in 2024 will be focused on the future, not the 2022 results. A bridge to the organization. Doug Ducey, former Sen. Jon Kyl and the late Sen. John McCain. The establishment's choice reveled in the fact that he won the GOP gubernatorial primary over attorney and former Arizona Board of Regents member Karrin Taylor Robson. Lake defeated Karrin Taylor Robson in the Arizona Republican gubernatorial primary last year. Sullivan But as Lake looks toward 2024, an expensive race if he wins the GOP Senate nomination, he has already met with key Republicans in Washington. On Wednesday, Politico reported that Lake spoke with Sen. John Barrasso Wyoming, chairman of the Senate Republican Conference, and Sen. John Cornyn Texas during his visit to Capitol Hill. Lake also met with Sen. Steve Daines of Montana, chairman of the National Republican Senatorial Committee. According to Politico, Senate Minority Leader Mitch